10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ninja vanish!
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello.
Hello, hello.
How's everybody doing?
Not much. Just
So,
working on figures. Got sat down, was talking to my neighbor, and looked at the time. Oh, I didn't get downstairs.
the Demon Caliban?
Well, Guntia from my story.
From what?
From the Guntia, one of my characters.
Oh, okay. Why don't I remember?
Up, the NECA Goliath. That's the Sega version. Is on clearance at Walmart today for $25.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's like, what, 10, 15 bucks off? What does that thing usually go for? 30,
I think we're about 37, 39 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Nice. What's up, chat?
And this one actually comes with both sets of wings. You got the folded down cape wings and the extended wings.
Which, if they had come with that originally, I probably would have kept mine. I probably wouldn't have got rid of the ones that I picked up.
Yeah, there you go. See, it's like, why would you not have that from the get-go? It's and there's soft rubber too. The photo capes.
Yeah, because it just takes up too much damn room. Like, if you're gonna hang them up, like if I had hung mine from the ceiling or something, and he just left, he fucking left. Anyway,
There you are.
there we go. All right.
It's like my screen like that. Did I drop out? Did you drop out?
Yeah, no, I mean, unless you're gonna like hang them from the ceiling with their wings out, like it's you can't display them like that,
Right.
which sucks. But
Which one of the things too, I want to see. Will this fit the Caliban? No.
shoulders are too wide.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. He's a big beefy boy.
If I cut them free, I probably could, but then I'd have like a missing piece too.
Yeah.
But nah.
Well, I got a couple things in the mail today. All the way from China.
China.
Yeah, my little Titans Return Bumblebee.
Oh, nice.
Nice crushed package. I got. I don't even know who this dude is. He just looked cool. I know he's one of the movie dudes, but I don't know. It's I can't tell. Who is that? You'd know better than I would.
Movie designs, I don't know.
Jacked up package, but
Yeah, if you like your packaging, AliExpress is not the place to order.
it's cool. Cool alt mode.
Boing.
But yeah, got that in, and then I got my my Spider-Man 2099.
Oh, nice. I'm curious to see how that is.
I'm gonna find out right now.
I've heard it's good.
Let's see. Damn, head sculpts are good. Well, okay. One of them's got some paint issues. The other one doesn't. Head sculpt looks really good. I don't know if you guys.
Oh, nice. Yeah. It's blurry, but I can tell it looks decent.
It's good head sculpt. The other one's got some paint issues on his mouth. But I can touch that up.
So he don't have a pretty mouth, does he?
You sure got a pretty mouth. Let's see. What do we got here?
I like this. I like this game version color scheme though. The cell shading on him actually works.
Yeah.
The gray color and the red eyes. You can almost just basically say this is like where he's waking up from being in stone. I like it. Man, every time I see these, how good these are, it's like, why can't NECA have Thundercats license?
Wow, nice. Joints are all nice and tight on this dude. Not bad. Not bad. For fucking, what did I pay, like $15 for this dude compared to what's he going for? What's the original going for?
Probably over $100.
Yeah, he's like $110. $15.
The Mayfix are usually $100.
So, yeah, I'll take him for $15. Hell yeah. Looks good. Looks really good. Nope, I don't see any joint issues, although you never know. Those could pop up later at some point. But, yeah, cool. Anyway, that shit finally came in. I ordered that stuff like 6 weeks ago from China.
What's crazy, last couple orders I made from AliExpress, I got my stuff in a week.
I get some stuff. It depends on who the seller is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, nice. I'm gonna open up Bumblebee here because I'm not gonna do videos on the Transformers. I'll do a video on that Spider-Man, but I ain't gonna do no video on these dudes. So,
Well, I got one more NECA thing
okay,
today.
Duke's back. He keeps dropping in and out. Duke,
What up?
I finally
little
got
arrow,
this set.
painting an arrow mirror right here.
oh nice. Let me see. Hold that up closer.
There you go. Arrow mirror.
Nice.
Rohan. There you go. See?
Did you get the email I sent you yesterday?
Me?
Yes, you.
No. No, I didn't get no email.
That's okay. I can play it if you'd like.
What is it?
You want me to play it live on the stream?
I mean, if I'm gonna be cool with it.
I don't know.
Let me check my
I
email.
gotta see if I can even find it. I don't even know. I sent it to you, but I don't know what I did with it.
Let me check my email.
I honestly don't know what the hell I did with it. I don't know where I saved it somewhere on my computer, but
I'll look for it.
oh, there it is.
Are you kidding? They
Okay.
shot Lord of the Rings there.
Okay. There it is. I found it. Hold on, let me turn the volume up. That's gonna be really fucking loud, but I don't care. All right. Let's see.
I got this for $25 too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Walmart goes on clearance.
The box is a little bit trashed, but hey, they look fine.
All right, here we go. This is I edited this just for you, Duke. You
All right,
watching?
I'm ready. Yep.
I call this Duke Liberty at work.
Are you kidding? They shot Lord of the Rings there.
I was in it.
Get out.
You a fan?
Am I a fan? Is the Witch King of Angmar and Nazgul? This is amazing. I'm
Yeah.
play.
Small part. Just blink and you miss it.
Kenny Humuluhu. I said that I've seen the movie 1,000 times in Elvish, so trust me, I'll remember. Who were you?
An elf.
I knew it. I love the elves. With Galadriel or Elrond? Are you in the Battle of Pelennor Fields?
That's funny. That is super funny.
I was watching a show. I'm watching this show, and that scene pops up, and I was like, "Oh, fucking A, man! Like, I gotta
Funny. Yeah. So
I gotta edit that."
That's funny. All right. So okay, I finished Fallout for you. and I want to know what your full thoughts are on the whole thing.
My full thoughts on Fallout. I think I said it last week. It is now one of the best shows on television right now. Like for me, it's up there. It's up there with For All Mankind, Yellowstone, and House of the Dragon, which I think are the 3 best shows on television.
Yeah. Fallout was really good, man. That was done so well. And that last battle was some of the best gunfighting we've seen in years.
Yeah.
Like
it was so well done.
And everything, and like the combat in that show, everything is top. And I don't remember anything that I wasn't excited for, or any storyline I wasn't excited for, because I liked everything we saw. I was enjoying.
Now, who's the best character on the show?
Oh, by far the ghoul. He is he is by far he's the best character.
Yeah.
I didn't like the squire that took off with the head that became a ghoul. Mm-hmm. I want to see more of him. Like, I liked everybody, man. I enjoyed everyone's story, even the little twerp brother. I enjoyed that storyline.
Yep.
And they had me guessing I didn't see that coming. That was neat. The whole thing was cool.
Yep. Yeah, and there was at no point did I ever feel like the story was lagging or just filling time, to get to their 8 episodes or whatever. Like it was just nonstop entertainment the whole time.
Agreed.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I loved it. I like it. I cannot wait for season 2. It's probably going to be 2 years, knowing Amazon, but
hopefully they're smart and do season 2 and 3 at the same time.
They should, because I heard it got renewed for 2 and 3 at the same time. So I hope they do.
And I got to tell you, the ending where the dad goes to that's New Vegas.
Oh, spoilers, everybody.
Oh man. Yeah, spoilers. Anyways, I like that part because New Vegas is always my favorite out of all the Fallout lore and the games, so that's exciting for me. So I liked that part.
Yep. It was good. It was a fantastic show. Highly recommend it. You don't have to have watched or played the game to enjoy it. Because I like I said, I did not. I mean, I got 4 hours into Fallout 3, I think 4 or 5 hours, something like that. I can't remember how long I played the beginning of that game, and then I was just like, I can't. I'm gonna get, because that was like on the heels of me coming off of Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna get sucked into this game just like I did that one, and I'm going to lose half my life to this game. So I stopped. I made myself stop playing the game. And I never went back and did anything else after that with the game. So, yeah, but it's a fantastic show, dude. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yep. 10 out of 10.
Yep. Now, out in the chat, Totally the ATF says, I hope they get to the Cthulhu stuff. Cthulhu from Fallout? What?
I don't know what that is.
I mean, I know what Cthulhu is. I don't know it had anything to do with Fallout.
I don't know anything about Fallout, so I don't know. I just like the show.
Wait, what?
I just said I don't know anything about Fallout. I just like the show. Can you hear me?
Okay, no. You threw me off because I thought you said, I don't know anything about Fallout. I just didn't like the show. And I was like, wait, you didn't? What? No.
I like
it. That just threw me off. It just threw me off for a second. I was like, what? No, it's fine. I just heard you wrong. But
yeah, that show was awful, man.
Stoked, man.
That show sucks. If you like that show, fuck you, man.
If you like that show, we can't be
If you
friends.
like that show, you suck.
We can't be friends no more if you like that show.
Only a moron would like that show. Yeah, that's stupid.
That is half the internet right now. That is half the internet.
Oh, you like something I don't? Fuck you.
That's going on. Definitely going on in the Transformers community over at Transformers 1.
Oh Lord.
You actually like that trailer? Fuck you. You're an idiot. You're a moron. You should die.
Like that. God damn it, dude. Seriously? That is half the internet on everything. Everything.
It's not like it's not the first time Transformers been rebooted into a new continuity.
So fucking stupid. Like
There's
people
like
act-
five different. There's like 5 things that's called G1 or better.
Yeah.
If not more. So
Jesus, I don't know. I worry about us sometimes, and I think maybe it's just too late. Maybe it's just too late. I don't know. But oh well. So Duke, me and Jared talked a little bit about this last night.
What?
But so they're gonna, they've been planning on doing an X-Men movie coming up, and so new details came out about the X-Men movie that's coming out.
Okay.
And, we've talked about how they're gonna do Avengers 5, which is the Kang Dynasty Avengers, and then Avengers 6 is gonna be Secret Wars, which reboots the entire MCU, right?
Right.
Well, it's been released that between those two movies, they're going to drop an X-Men movie. So between Avengers 4 and 5, which are going to come out back to back, like Avengers Endgame and Infinity War did, 1 year after the next.
Okay.
And the movie that's going to come out between them is going to be an X-Men movie. And I want your opinion on this. So the X-Men movie that's going to come out, this is from all the information that's been leaked. The X-Men movie that's going to come out is going to basically be the final Fox era X-Men. It's going to be their final send-off movie. I don't know if you saw, you probably didn't because you have a brain cell or two, but maybe you did. I don't know. The movie The Marvels.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and you don't need to. But there is an end credit scene in that movie where one of the characters, arguably the only good character in the movie, Maria Rambeau, or is it Monica? No, Maria's the mother. Monica's the daughter. Monica Rambeau ends up in an alternate multiverse. And when she wakes up in the X-Mansion with Beast and Binary talking about Charles Xavier, right? And it's clearly, why am I blanking on his name? The dude that does Beast's voice.
Kelsey Grammer?
Kelsey Grammer. Yeah, it's Kelsey Grammer's voice. So it's clearly the X-Men universe from the Fox movies that she wakes up in. So
Right.
they're going to be doing a movie that's going to be like the final send-off for all those characters and those actors that is going to take place and then lead right up into the final Secret Wars movie, Avengers, where some of those characters will play a part in like helping reboot the entire universe. And then once the universe is rebooted, they'll recast and redo X-Men and all that kind of stuff into the new universe,
Okay.
But I personally think this is a great idea. Like give the Fox X-Men like one final good movie to go out on.
Yes.
I like this a lot. I like
100%. Yep,
I think
100%.
this is cool. And then it works into them ending up in Secret Wars, where again they're also saying that like Tobey Maguire is going to show up as Spider-Man in Secret Wars. Like they're going to pull in a bunch of different people, a bunch of different characters from a bunch of different versions of movies that we've gotten over the years. Will have at least cameos in Secret Wars before everything reboots. But I think 20 years roughly, I think, between the first X-Men movie and what was the last one? Dark Phoenix, right? 20 years worth of X-Men movies over at Fox. I think they deserve to get a good send off with a good movie.
25 years, dude. X-Men came out in 2000.
So, like, by next year, a year after, it's going to be 25, 26
Yeah.
years.
So yeah, I would agree they deserve a proper a proper send off, and you can end it really well. And I kill everybody, kill half the people. I mean,
Yeah.
give them like a really good fight scenes where they're getting ripped in half and avenging each other. Like, give us
Well,
all that.
I mean, that's what's. I mean, essentially, everyone's going to die in Secret Wars. I mean, that's in the comic books. That's what happens in Secret Wars. The entire multiverse gets rebooted, like entirely, and everything starts over. And everybody from the old multiverse, the old universe, is gone. They're dead. They're gone, and everything reboots. And it's new versions of everyone.
Just to
Of
clarify,
the X-Men, of the
Secret Wars
Avengers, Fantastic Four. Everybody is a new version in a new universe.
Just as a clarification, that's Secret Wars 2.
Secret Wars 2, yes, sorry. Secret Wars 2, which they're not calling it that, but
Right.
but yes, the Secret Wars 2 that happened, what was that, 2014? What was Secret Wars 2? 2014?
I can't remember. It's all blurred.
Something like that. 2014, 2015. Which I get, because with what's going on in Marvel, like, I think the original Secret Wars doesn't really work in the MCU.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, because of the fact that storyline hinges so much on so many different characters from franchises that up until very, very recently were not allowed in MCU movies because of rights issues.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the second Secret Wars you can use as an excuse to reboot everything in the MCU, which makes more sense for the movies to do that one first. So I get it. And who knows? They may never do the original Secret Wars. I don't know. Having the Beyonders show up and bring everybody to Battle World, and yeah, it's an interesting storyline. But I don't know how well that would work for a movie.
That's why, like, the origin of Venom is so convoluted.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for them to do the on-screen version of the origin of Venom because it's from Secret Wars.
Yeah. But anyway, yep, I'm looking forward to that. I hope it's good. It may suck. Who knows? But
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it. I'll give it a chance because you're gonna have such a deep book to pull from, and that would probably be the definitive end of the Wolverine at that point. And then you can really send it off in the right way.
The Jackman Wolverine.
That's what I mean. I mean, the Wolverine, yeah. I mean, but good luck. You got to last that long. You got to get to that point still, and they ain't doing so well, and they're tanking. So,
well, I mean, speaking of Wolverine and them tanking, that leads into Deadpool and Wolverine, which is going to be huge. It's going to be enormous. The new trailer that they just dropped, what was it, this week, looked fucking fantastic. All the behind-the-scenes stuff coming out about it just makes me feel like the movie's going to be great. Because there's two big behind-the-scenes stories that have come out this week. One was Tatiana Maslany, the chick who played She-Hulk in that awful, awful fucking She-Hulk movie, came out bitching and complaining that she had scenes in Deadpool and Wolverine that were cut from the movie. And she was bitching and saying, oh, this is all about misogyny and all this shit, right? Doing her bitching. And then yesterday, same thing happens with Brie Larson. Apparently, she had two scenes in the movie as Captain Marvel that were completely cut out of the movie. And she came out bitching. Oh, they cut the scenes because Disney's a boys club that defends misogyny and all this shit. And she was like directly attacking Ryan Reynolds because he has so much creative control over the movie. And yet all that does is instill my faith that the movie's going to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was already going to see the movie. You don't have to like Sell it to me.
Yeah, you don't have to convince me. I mean, come on. Like, it's cool, man. But I think that movie is going to be awesome and crush. Now, the question at that point is it enough to save Marvel? By itself, no. It's going to give them a nice point at which people are going to start to go, oh, thank God, something good from the MCU. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But it alone can't save the MCU. It's going to be very dependent on what continues to come out in the next couple years, which I don't even know what's coming out in the next couple years. I mean, Blade is in this endless loop of bullshit that hasn't even started filming yet. So who knows if we're
finally to the point where Blade's going to be a movie about Blade killing vampires.
I know, which is great, except now there are rumors that what's his name, Marshall Ali, is getting to the point where he may not want to do the movie anymore. When he signed on to do the movie, he was 46. He's now 52. That's how long ago he signed on to do the movie. It was 6 years ago.
Yep.
And so there's rumors coming out that he doesn't even want to do the movie anymore. So,
because it's
there's
like
that.
It's a long contract once he does the first movie. It's like they make him sign like several year deal.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to be locked in.
I mean, you got that. Then they did announce Shang-Chi 2, which is cool. I mean, I'm okay with that. I like the first one. I like the first one enough that I was like, when I watched it after, out of all the movies that came out after Endgame, that was the movie that came out that introduced a character or was done about a particular character that I watched and said, yeah, that dude should be in the Avengers. You know what I mean? Like, don't give a shit about Captain Marvel. No offense to Rhodey, but like, yeah, he's a good backup Avengers member, but like, I don't see him being a front man for the Avengers. Spider-Man's great off and on, but like, he's not going to be a permanent Avengers member.
Plus, Rhodey's getting really,
all
really
the
old.
Eternals.
How old is that plays Rhodey now? What, nearly 60?
Yeah, he's in his at least mid 50s, probably late 50s. So, but like Shang-Chi was the only guy that the only movie that introduced a character that I watched and was like, oh, this dude should be one of the Avengers now, since all the other Avengers are fucking gone. Like, I don't care about Falcon, don't really care about Rhodey. Like, I like Rhodey's character, he's just not an A-lister. Fuck Captain Marvel, fuck all the Eternals. Spider-Man's only sometimes an Avenger.
Well,
but Shang-Chi was like, I could
totally officially written off the Eternals, so they're like an alternate universe.
Yeah. So, I mean,
they have not mentioned a giant celestial hanging out the side of the earth in any movie since.
No, the only thing they've mentioned it in was She-Hulk, which nobody gives a shit about. So, who cares? So, like, yeah, I mean, I'm cool with Shang-Chi 2 or whatever, right? Like, cool. Yeah, I would watch it. I like the first movie. But is that enough to hold on to the entire Marvel universe? I mean, supposedly we're getting Spider-Man 4 before Secret Wars and Kang Wars. Okay, cool.
And
Spider-Man movies are all solid movies.
Big Tits McGee's got cast as Black Cat. What's her name?
Oh, yeah.
Sydney Sweeney?
I can't remember whatever her name is. So, I mean, there's a couple of movies. I mean, I'm excited about an X-Men movie, but that doesn't come out till after the next Avengers movie. We might get a Shang-Chi movie, maybe. I hope it'd be cool. Might get a Spider-Man movie, but like, what else do they have coming out in the next like 2-3 years? I don't even know. I have no idea because everything like has been canceled and pushed back and changed. Like, we're supposed to get, we're supposed to get Armor Wars and Thunderbolts, right? Those two we're supposed to get, which I'm, mildly, looking forward to both of them, I guess. Thunderbolts more so than Armor Wars.
I still don't understand the point in getting Harrison Ford to be Thunderbolt Ross, because he is 80 years old. and Ross should be in his old but not ready to retire.
Yeah, past retirement. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. Especially when what's his face, Sam, what's his fuck?
Sam Elliott's played the role before, is in better shape than Harrison Ford.
Yeah, by a lot.
It actually looks like way he's drawn in the comics. I wouldn't doubt they probably a lot of artists have used Sam Elliott as the basis for General Ross.
Yeah. But I am looking forward to Thunderbolts because, for the most part, I like all those characters. You know, I like Yelena, and I like Red Guardian, and I like, you know, I like Bucky and or Winter Soldier, whatever the fuck he's going by now. Don't really care much. I know the one chick that's going to be in it from Ant-Man and Wasp. What's her face? I forget the name of the character. Ghost or something like that. What's her fucking name?
Oh, Ghost.
Yeah, I know she's supposed to be in it. Don't really care much about her as a character, but like,
well,
it's
not like one of the characters too. It was a gender race swapped character for diversity and make it a tragic character instead of an actual villain.
Yeah,
Ghost is an actual flat out villain in the comics, and not.
So I don't really care about that one, but most of the other characters, I like John Walker. I liked. He was, in my opinion, the only good part about that TV series.
Yep.
I thought he was great. He did a great job with him. So I mean, I'm looking forward to that one. You know what I mean? That one I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the Thunderbolts. You know, we're gonna get Red Hulk, so that might be good. I hope, and I like those characters. But like, seriously, that's not gonna save Marvel. So
unless with the emergence of Red Hulk gives an excuse to bring us back the Savage Green Hulk, because the current MCU Hulk sucks ass. It's such a poor version of the Smart Hulk.
He doesn't even want to fucking. He doesn't even want to be Hulk. It seems like. I mean, I get, but like, whatever. I don't like Mark Ruffalo. That's part of my big problem. Is I don't like Mark Ruffalo. I think Edward Norton and even Eric Bana was a better.
Absolutely. Both of those are better than
Bruce Banner than Mark Ruffalo. Like, Mark Ruffalo's fine in some stuff, but the longer it's gone on, the more I don't like him as Bruce Banner.
No.
So
he don't even play Bruce Banner. He plays Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. Like, he did kind of play Bruce Banner in the first Avengers movie.
Yes.
And I didn't hate him in that.
Because the role was basically written for Ed Norton.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to work with Ed Norton because Ed Norton wants the character to be true to it. The Hulk and Bruce Banner. His was part of the best on-screen interpretation of the comic book character ever.
Which, by the way, highly underrated movie.
Yep.
That movie does not get enough love. Incredible Hulk was a really good movie.
It was. And much more badass Hulk than we've ever gotten since. Because
yeah,
Bruce was actually being trained in different disciplines of martial arts so he can help to control his temper. He knew Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. A Hulk that could do Jiu-Jitsu.
Now, keep in mind, I am talking about the Edward Norton 2010 Hulk movie, or 2009. I don't remember what year it came out. Not that piece of shit Ang Lee Hulk movie from like 2003. That's a steaming pile of dog shit. Oh my God, that's awful. That movie's fucking awful. Now, the actors in that movie I have no problem with whatsoever.
Yeah. Which is
the actors I thought were all well-chosen actors. The story, cinematography, and editing of that movie is absolute dog shit.
Now, I think most people would agree that Eric Bana is too pretty and too athletic to be Bruce Banner.
Yes, but still better than Mark Ruffalo.
Yes. Oh, tons better.
I think Mark Ruffalo's, he comes off with this attitude that bleeds through the character, and the Hulk is held so closely to some people's hearts that I don't think people can stomach it.
Well, and I think that's part of why he was he was tolerable in the first Avengers movie, right? And to an extent, the second Avengers movie is because when he was Hulk, right?
Yep.
Like they digitally did his voice, you know, to make when Hulk said Hulk smash or whatever the fuck, right? But once they started having Hulk show traits of Bruce Banner, it was just he was showing traits of Mark Ruffalo.
Yep.
Yes.
You know, and while I think there was aspects of it, like I still love Thor Ragnarok, and I think Hulk is funny in that movie.
What sucked is the fact they gave to what's his name, to Kiki, whatever his name, too much credit for that, because he didn't write that movie, and he actually had other people write it. When he wrote the next Thor movie, he had full control, writing, everything, and that's when it sucked.
Yep, that's why it wasn't anywhere near as good. Although there's some scenes I do love in that movie.
It's like Patty Jenkins or whatever her name is did Wonder Woman. She didn't write the first one. Zack Snyder wrote the first one. Then when they gave her full control and did the second one, shitty movie.
Yep.
Most directors, I think, shouldn't be writing.
Yeah. But no, to get back to that new Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, though, real quick, that was fucking awesome. If anybody out there has not seen the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer that just dropped, like, I don't know, what was it, Monday, I think it dropped? Dude, go watch that fucking trailer. It's fucking awesome. It just makes it make me think it's going to be everything I want this movie to be. So,
I love the little Easter egg in the background, Liefeld feet only store.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's so much goodness in that fucking trailer. It's glorious. I can't wait for this movie. I'm just pissed off. Like I was saying before, I'm just upset because originally this movie was supposed to be out in May, and I was looking forward to like going to see it in like a week or two, and now they got it pushed back to July, which I don't know why. What did Marvel come out with lately? What's the last movie that Marvel came out with? Was it Guardians of the Galaxy 3? No, it was Marvel's, right?
Yeah, it was Marvel's.
Because nothing's come out this year so far.
Their biggest flop ever was
Yeah. So the last good movie was Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which means it's going to have been a year, more than a year, by the time we get this movie. But I mean, it's fine. It looks like it's going to be a great movie. But
the Wolverine Deadpool is going. It's probably going to be the biggest financial success they'll have in a long time.
Mm-hmm. I'd say
people love Hugh Jackman. People love Ryan Reynolds.
It'll be their biggest movie since Spider-Man: No Way Home. Yep. It may be bigger than Spider-Man: No Way Home, and may be the biggest movie they've had since Endgame. So I don't know. We'll see. Spider-Man: No Way Home was.
Well, it shows how stupid Hollywood is. Like the only reason Deadpool is even a thing, Ryan Reynolds leaked that original trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either going to be the biggest movie they've had since No Way Home or since Endgame. So, and
it's amazing when you make a movie about a character and keep it more true to actually the comic book, how well it does.
When you actually service the fans of both the comic books and movies, you actually make money. When you actually do what people want, you make money. Isn't that insane? Who would have thought that?
That's just crazy talk. Where you get that idea at?
Yeah. Another super chat here. Totally ATF dropped one in. Says, I think 2010 Hulk would be better if it didn't have Norton in it. I mean, okay. Like, I thought Norton did a good job. I mean, I'm sure there are people that could have done a better job, but certainly he's done the best job out of everybody that's played the Hulk. Out of the three actors we've gotten.
Well, he actually helped rewrite the movie to where it was at. So without him, it would have been a completely different movie. So there's that part too.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with him in it. Like I said, there's probably people who I would have liked better as Bruce Banner. But I mean,
he's got the build and he got the method of the character down really well. I think he did real well with it.
Oh, have you watched? I don't know if you've watched it yet. Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2.
Oh, Part 2, I have not watched it yet. I've been meaning to.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I liked it. The first like act of the movie is all about Supergirl and Psycho Pirate. Like it's all just like the first act of the movie all takes place before the first movie. So it's all like leading up because when we first see in the first movie, when we first see Psycho Pirate and Supergirl, they're on the Monitor ship. They just show up on the Monitor ship. They're bringing Supergirl's bringing people on.
Yeah.
From all the universes, and Psycho Pirate's just like somebody who shows up. They
used Supergirl for put her in that role as a different character in the actual comics.
Yeah. So in this movie, like the first act of this movie takes place before that movie does, explaining how Psycho Pirate, like what led him to ending up on the ship, and then what led Supergirl to that moment when she took over as that other character. So, and then it starts getting into more of the stuff. I would say in general, I still like the first one better. I think the first one's a better movie.
The first one's basically a Flash movie.
Yeah. I like the first one better. This was good. It's not, I liked it. And obviously we're getting a part 3 because it's going to be a trilogy. So I liked it. It was there's nothing, inherently bad about it. It's just I think the first movie's better. I don't know. I enjoyed the first movie better than this one. It was cool. Like I said, it was cool to get a little backstory on Psycho Pirate and Supergirl and seeing her whole deal and with Supergirl, actually with Psycho Pirate and Supergirl, it doesn't just go through the period of time right before the first movie that leads them to that. It goes through like their whole lives. It's like a story of like it starts with Supergirl right after Krypton was destroyed, and with Psycho Pirate it starts when he's a kid and kind of goes through important moments in his life and stuff until he ended up on the ship, on the Monitor ship. But it was good. It was good. I don't want to knock it. I just still like the first movie better. I don't know why. I don't know. First movie I thought it was a little better. But it's out if anybody wants to watch it. If you're into that, if you watch the first, obviously watch the first one. If you haven't seen the first one, Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they're doing this now because as soon as Superman Legacy comes out, they've already said that all the animated stuff and live action stuff is all going to be in the same universe. Which I don't have a problem with that. If they do it well, I think that's cool. You know what I mean? Like if they can do it well, which DC's never been able to do before, so we'll see. If they can do it well, I think that's a cool idea, and have all the animated stuff and the live action stuff all kind of.
That's one of the things I always thought Marvel should have done with the MCU to help a dying medium is like comic books. Had like side story in between stories, work with the comic book companies, and then do like stories explaining where these characters come from in the comics. They could have done like stories that were connected to it.
Yeah.
Which would have sold like crazy because a lot of people went into the what's really hurt comic book shops too. When the MCU was like in its heyday, the comic book companies were fucking stupid because they replaced all the characters in the comics. They wanted to go, I want a story about Iron Man. Well, too bad, it's Ironheart.
Yeah.
It's this black girl pretending to be Iron Man. Calls herself Iron Man, and she's a girl. And none of the characters, the Hulk was dead. The Iron Man was gone. Jane Foster Thor. None of the characters that were in the MCU were comic books.
That's a good point. The comics should have, or the movie should have driven you back to the comics for more stories.
People tried, but the Marvel comics was stupid and had all the characters replaced. All new Marvel.
Well, that's actually a good idea Matt brings up here with this. Is it's another way to tell stories without it being the need for the big actors or the big payday, because you can do an animated story that tells and
Well,
continues the
yeah.
actual storyline.
Well, the thing what James Gunn said too, though, even with the animated movies, he's actually going to have the big actors do the voice of the animated characters.
That's what I mean. But you can continue it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they do it well, which I'm still unsure of,
they're bringing in a lot of some of the Tom King stories into the new DCU, which is a bad idea because he's one of the worst fucking writers in DC. So that's not a good sign.
Yeah. No, we'll see, man. It's like I always say, I want it to be good. I'll go see the stuff and judge for myself whether or not it's good. But, if it sucks, it sucks. I mean, there was a time, and, us geeks, we all remember this time, okay, that, to be honest, it didn't matter. If a comic book movie was coming out back in the 90s, even in the 2000s, right, we were going to go see it and we were going to love it, even if it wasn't great. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the reason being because we didn't get a lot of shit. We didn't get a lot of comic book stuff.
Yep.
So, we went, we saw it, we paid money, we supported it, we took it for what it was, and, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. We went, we did what we needed to do because we wanted these stories, we wanted these characters, and we're not there anymore. And I think that a lot of these studios just presume that we're going to sit there through all the bullshit no matter what.
Yep.
And sorry, but you've shown that you can do these movies right. I'm not going to sit through your bullshit. And especially when the bullshit we're being asked to sit through is worse than the bullshit that we used to have to sit. Like, we used to have to sit through movies that didn't have huge budgets, that didn't have top tier actors and actresses in it, but that still did a really good job. I thought, I go back to those, the early 2000s Fantastic Four movies. Those are not groundbreaking, awesome, fucking legendary movies. However, I still enjoy the shit out of them for what they were. I liked them at the time. I still like them today.
I appreciate them. I actually appreciate them more now with everything's been going on with.
I mean, those movies were still enjoyable. Those movies still, to me, still hold up, and I still, like watching those movies, and it's still better than a lot of the bullshit we're getting today. Now, for a while, it wasn't, right? For a while, after Iron Man, or actually, you know what? Credit where credit's due. It wasn't just Iron Man. Iron Man started a new era of it, but, we were getting top tier stuff as far as I'm concerned with Spider-Man and X-Men.
Yep.
And, we got that for a while. Once Iron Man came out, we had a solid, 10 years of really good shit. And you showed us how good it can be. And in turn, the fans showed you they will show up and they will pay fuck tons of money to see good comic book shit. Mm-hmm. We did our due diligence. We fucking paid our money multiple times over and made companies like Disney fucking billions and billions of dollars. And then you decided you wanted to just start fucking with everything. And so, yeah, it gets to a point where it's like, well, guess what? Then I'll just go back and watch fucking Fantastic Four 1 and 2 from the 2000s. Because I'd rather watch that than fucking, this new bullshit that's come out. Because it's still better. I'd rather watch the first Ghost Rider movie. I'd rather fucking watch Thomas Jane Punisher, which I still love that fucking movie. There's even though arguably on several levels you can say, oh well, those movies weren't done as well as modern movies. Yeah, but were they more entertaining? Yep. Did they try to preach bullshit to me? Some kind of woke political crap? Or change storylines just to pander to one group over another? No, they did not. Did they do the best they could trying to translate comic book characters to screen? Yeah, they did.
They really fucking did.
Who's the guy that played Punisher that you liked?
Thomas Jane. Well, I like both of them. I like Thomas Jane and Ray Stevenson, but
you know that Thomas Jane is it Thomas Jane or Ray Stevenson? Who's gonna play Rick?
Thomas Jane.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, Thomas Jane was actually in the running to play Rick on Walking Dead. I think Thomas Jane would have done a great job, honestly.
Yeah. Plus,
I think he would have done a really good job.
He wouldn't have to pretend to have an American accent.
Yeah. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I think Andrew Lincoln has done a phenomenal job, and I like Andrew Lincoln in that role. And it's really hard to look back and see somebody else doing that role now. But do I think that Thomas Jane totally could have done that role? Fuck yeah, he could have.
He's an excellent actor, so.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, I mean, I think that would have totally worked. I would totally have been down with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Didn't happen, but, you know, hey. It's all right. Why did you give me a head that doesn't even fit on this fucking body? What the shit? Why do I have a spare head for this Transformer that don't even fit?
I was going to say, I didn't give you nothing. Well, actually, I'm going to actually get your stuff packed up and shipped out this week. How do I get that? So it's a reminder what you have.
Yeah, I didn't even fucking remember that shit when you were telling me last night. It doesn't even have a fucking peg hole for the shit. That's some bullshit right there. Whatever, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. I hope the DC stuff's good. I hope the Marvel stuff's good. But you know, if it's not, I got like 20 years worth of good comic book movies to go back and watch. You know,
Dude,
I don't have.
I was saying this a while ago that the era of comic book movies, much like I don't know, old westerns or other genres of movies, have their heyday and like when they were like the best. And I think when Endgame came out, that was the height, that was the epitome, that was the apex, that was as high as you get with these type of movies, right? Like everything came together, everything was done so well, it was the highest budget, it had the like the most sales, everyone saw it. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people saw it, you know. And
Endgame was the big.
Since then, it hasn't quite regained that luster, and it's been kind of like they've almost been manufacturing a lot of the things that they've been doing in Hollywood when it comes to these types of movies. And I think that it's indicative of a genre that is in decay.
Endgame was also the height and also the beginning of the MCU stuff because they had that stupid girl power moment in the middle of the damn movie. In the middle of the fight movie, the main fight. They all stopped engaging the enemies they were fighting so they can all line up in a row and like, we got you.
We got this, bitch.
So here's your Sarge.
Yes, Queen. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Sarge? Sarge!
I got you a Sarge.
I have been saying that for a while about the MCU movies, though. Not specifically MCU, but like comic book movies in general, you know?
Oh, yeah. We've talked about it before.
Mattel, Man of Steel, Henry Cavill. Actually, it looks like Henry Cavill.
Who's Jay?
Oh, hey, guys.
He's a giant penis man. And by that, I mean he walks around with a giant penis.
Hey, now.
I think this is the leg you need for Chode.
I don't know. Your screen's frozen. I can't see anything.
What?
Yes, your screen's frozen.
It's just frozen on Henry Cavill's crotch. I just thought you were really excited about Henry Cavill's crotch.
No, I was just showing it off to you. So.
I mean, it's an impressive crotch. Don't get me wrong.
You just call his codpiece a mouthpiece?
I mean, it could be.
Is it still frozen?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still frozen on Henry Cavill's crotch.
Or his mouthpiece, depending on how you look at it.
Stop video.
Depending on what angle you're at when you're looking at it.
Depending on what thoughts are you going through your mind when you look at it.
Well, it's Henry Cavill, so everybody knows what thoughts are going through your mind. Even straight dudes are like, I might.
What about now?
Henry Cavill's doing a Warhammer.
I think that's a
TV
you
show.
thing, Matt.
Did you read about that?
Am I still
No,
frozen?
anybody who says it's not a them thing is just closeted.
Like, how many dudes have you said that about over the years? More than one.
I have said that. Honestly, I've only said that about 2 dudes. Yeah, I can name both of them.
Am I unfrozen now?
Nope.
No. You're
I
not.
turned my camera off and turn it back on.
Probably
All
leave
right.
the stream.
All right,
and
lay it
then
out.
going
What
back.
2 dudes would you cheat on your wife for?
Henry Cavill and Chris Hemsworth, two best looking male human beings in the world.
What about Captain America? What's that dude's name?
Nah,
Chris Evans.
fuck that dude. I love Captain America, and I think he's a good Captain America. But no, I'm sorry.
What about like I don't know, Johnny Depp in his prime?
Nah.
Matt wants the good-looking guys. That's what he wants.
I'm not saying
There you
those
go.
aren't
Now it's
good looking
working.
dudes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just,
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
yeah. Johnny Depp in his prime was a good looking dude, but you know, not. I mean, that's you know.
Can you
Not
see
my
anything for me now?
Yes.
Yeah, you're-
now
yeah,
I can
you're good.
see you're holding a chode.
Yep.
You're
I got
frozen
you,
again. Your screen's
Yeah,
frozen.
it looks like you're holding a green penis.
Ooh.
I got
And
you.
now it just froze again. Yeah, it just
You're
froze
frozen again. Yeah.
You can have my bow.
You're frozen holding a chode.
I think Duke was just saying he would have sex with Legolas.
He totally would. We know he would. He's talked about this before on private chats after the chats and shit. He talked about how he would just go to town, just total bone town on Legolas's little puckered brown booty hole. So
We scared everybody off. Oh, there they're back.
everybody's fucking left. Okay, now I can see you again.
Yeah, I got your motorcycle.
All right, which is gonna get a paint job.
You should get a real
It's
motorcycle.
got a it's got a sidecar with a minigun with it too.
Or is that shark shit? Is that a sticker or is that painted?
That's paint deco.
Or at least get an acoustic motorcycle.
You mean a bike?
AKA a bicycle.
I'll ship you stuff this week.
All right.
I was looking to see. I was waiting to see if I could find anything else for you, but I haven't seen anything lately. I haven't been really shopping too much lately.
Oh, have y'all seen the trailer for that new J-Lo movie that's coming out on Netflix? Like in a couple weeks?
Oh, the sci-fi one?
Is it as awful as it sounds based upon that sentence that you just said?
Here's the thing. I'm watching the trailer, and it looks like it would be a good movie if somebody else starred in it. Like, that's what it looked like. It looked like a movie that if anybody else actually was in that movie, might be a fun movie. But instead, they picked J-Lo for some stupid fucking reason. And I'm
Dude,
just
the
like,
last J-Lo movie I liked was Anaconda.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, J-Lo's not been in a lot of good movies, like at all. I'm sorry, J-Lo's, you know, whatever. She is what she is. She is a actress. I mean, the best movie she's ever been in was her first starring role, which was fucking Selena. That's the best movie she's ever done, and that's because she wasn't J-Lo yet. She's just Jennifer
from the block.
So, and I think it's gotten just consistently worse every time she's in a movie ever since then. But yeah, that was what sucked. Is I'm watching this trailer and I'm thinking to myself, if you had literally picked anybody else,
they could have picked nobody.
I probably would look forward to this movie because outside of her, the trailer looked pretty good.
Yes, 100%. It almost reminded me like of a Exo Squad type thing.
Yeah, a little bit of Exo Squad with just a hair of iRobot thrown in, where you've got like a cop type of character that doesn't trust AI but has to work with an AI. You know what I mean? It had that vibe to it, and I was like, this looks like it would be a good, fun, enjoyable sci-fi movie if this chick just wasn't in it. Like, you could pick anybody else. Anybody else.
If they just had a character, an actor you ever even heard of.
Yeah. It could have been anybody. Just get anybody else to play that role, and it probably would be a good movie. I don't know. I mean, again, look, I'll watch it because it's fucking free, right? So I don't give a shit. But I have no hopes that it's going to be a good movie with J-Lo in it.
Does she have like magical giant Hispanic ass powers where she can like fly around like by the seat of her pants and smash bad dudes with like a single sitting?
No, it looks like the entire movie she's inside a giant mech for the whole movie. She's sitting down inside a giant robotic AI mech.
Which movie is this?
It's called Atlas.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Which again, the concept from the trailer looked cool, just not with her in it. So
I agree with Lead Laced Anarchy out there. The One is a great movie.
Oh, I love The One. That's a great Jet Li. That was back in Jet Li's heyday, which, to be honest, let's be honest, his heyday was like 5 years and like 4 movies. That was Jet Li's like, that was like the peak Jet Li. It was like The One, Romeo Must Die. What was that? Fuck, what was that one he was in? That Kung Fu fantasy movie that I'm blanking on.
Did you know The One was originally written for The Rock?
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I guess I could see it. Yeah, I can see that.
It was going to be like one of those first big movies, and ended up getting Jet Li instead.
Yeah.
He was in The Expendables.
I think he was good with Jet Li in it.
Yep.
I like this comment from Led. Said, "I'm just sad we're never going to get a good Power Rangers film."
Yeah,
Turbo in the movie and the Mighty Morphin movie was not.
I'm just going to say, can I just throw this out there? It's Power Rangers. If you thought you were ever going to get a good Power Rangers movie, then I feel like you either have never watched Power Rangers or you've only watched Power Rangers. And so that's why you think everything Power Rangers is good. Power Rangers is kind of a cheap, cheesy, low-budget fucking kung fu sci-fi fucking wannabe Voltron thing, which is fine. It is what it is. I'm not knocking it at all. I know a lot of people love Power Rangers. I don't have a problem with Power Rangers. But, like, the concept of Power Rangers in and of itself and the fact that it has been known now. I mean, look, Power Rangers, Super Sentai has been around. When did Super Sentai first start? Like 1982?
70s.
Was it the 70s?
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, we were talking about something that's been around like almost 50 years and has proliferated and been very successful in its own little unique genre corner of television with and has kind of been a product of necessary production, right? Like because these things don't make a lot of, or don't have a lot of money put into them. Part of the hook of the show is kind of the cheesy aspect of how the shows are made. And to take something like that and try to make a really good high-end movie version of it, like, okay, so for instance, that Power Ranger movie that came out, early to mid 2000s?
2017.
Yeah, okay. So as a movie, it was fine. It had really good special effects. Excuse me.
They weren't bad.
I thought it had good special effects. I thought they got a lot of good actors play the roles in it. It's fine. But the story did not translate well to trying to put that into a big budget movie. It just somehow made it even worse than the cheesy TV series. You know what I mean? It's almost like they took it too seriously.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is not the kind of show you take really seriously and try to make a big, expensive budget movie about. Like, it fits well in its own little corner of the TV universe.
It should be. You should have the level of, like, seriousness and cheese is like the new Godzilla and Kong movies.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, some Power Ranger seasons have tried to do like more adult-oriented themes, like Operation Overdrive or RPM. They did some serious tones in that movie. Like, I think it was RPM did like apocalyptic future, and they did some adult themes in that one. But I think they did in that one, and then I'm trying to think up until in like the mid 2010s, I think that's when Disney started buying Power Rangers, so they really started trying to be more campy. But like the earlier season of Power Rangers, they did try to get more adult oriented themes in there, but it was still just campy overall.
Which and campy works for it. Campy works for it, and I think that's part of the charm of the series. And
Well,
when
it's
you
also-
take that out and try to make a serious big budget movie, like it loses something.
Well, you can't do Power Rangers seriously because it's at the end of the day, it's just people in a bunch of spandex. But then again, look at look at Marvel, look at DC. It's people in spandex. So I think it's just it's just what everybody really likes more. But Power Rangers always been campy ever since it came out, and we gotta remember before Super Sentai, Japanese Spider-Man came out before that. It's
What was the
started
Power
Super
Ranger
Sentai.
dude? Isn't there a Power Ranger dude who just like recently unalived himself?
Yep.
Yeah, Jason David Frank, is that his name?
Yep.
That's pretty fucking sad, dude. Although I gotta say, I was more sad about Robin Williams. That's the one that got me.
Well, apparently they both died the same way.
They unallowed themselves.
At least that's what reports I heard going around that Jason was alone in his hotel room one night and he hung himself. Which is sad to see actors because I actually
in person he was such a positive person, so you never know.
He was. I actually remember back 2 years ago he did like these on his YouTube channel. He did like these inspirational videos, and he did one like about his personalities, like anger, sadness, and all that. And then he did one and talked about. Then he had one chair. It was like suicide, and he went into that how we've never spoken. He never made it, or something like that.
I got a friend that's a big Power Rangers fan, lives around here, and he got to meet him at the local Comic-Con. And from what I understand, he's a super nice guy and really positive, upbeat. But you never know what's inside people, what's eating them.
That's true. That's what I've actually told people. How are we behind closed doors when nobody else is around?
Perverts. Wait, what?
But no, I watched it Power Rangers up until I think it was In Space. Then I stopped watching. Then I kind of flipped on here and there. But it's like the recent ones, they have no idea what they're doing. They're making them too campy. I think too childish these days for Power Rangers. But then again, it's to sell to kids. Oh, I like this. Pat Riot said Zordon was racist. The white Power Ranger. Well, I mean, we had green before white.
I like that meme that has all the Rangers lined up, and it's like red power, blue power, green power, and then it gets to the White Ranger and it just says censored.
Yeah, I've
well, it's also like the original, like the Black Ranger was a black dude, like the Yellow Ranger was an Asian chick, like.
Yeah, Troy Yang was the Yellow Ranger, and then Walter Jones was the Black Ranger.
Who actually had 9 fingers instead of 10.
Yeah. He lost he did have 9 fingers. You're right.
I knew a kid in junior high who had 9 fingers, but that was only after shop class one day.
Scotty from Star Trek. He only had.
He was missing a finger from World War II.
Yeah, he lost his like the most mannish way possible.
Yeah, he lost his like a man.
Like a man.
I mean,
like a man.
That's what we was talking about yesterday. It was not about Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Like, why did it fail? Well, it's because they were relying too much on Mighty Morphin to sell. And you got too many collectors who like Power Rangers. I mean, probably more than we do, who wanted teams completed, not just reissues of Mighty Morphin. Because I think we had 4. They reissued Mighty Morphin team 4 times, 3 or 4, in the Lightning Collection line, if I'm correct.
You don't think that cutting off your thumb on a table saw is manly?
Depends on the reason.
Losing World War II in a fight.
I mean, I'm not comparing, but I'm just saying, like, it is also I'm not saying it's smart or it's good or that you should do it.
Depends on how you did it on the table saw.
If you did it by accident, yeah. But if you're doing it on purpose, then you'd have to.
No, if you did it because you're an idiot, is different too.
Well, I think that's a given, right? Like, you don't cut off your thumb because you're like a scholar.
I don't know. The person who cuts off their own body parts is probably insane. Needs to go to a sane asylum.
Huh. Interesting. I would say the same thing. Not to get too political.
Yeah.
Huh.
They just start using their dick to fucking push things around on the table saw and cut boards and shit.
Well, they do
Whoops.
have,
I
they
mean,
do have those
anybody
new
doing
table saws
skits-
that's actually got the safety stop that'll, if it hits like flesh, you'll.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking weird though. Have you seen how those work? And like it like touches skin and it's like nope, and it fucking everything retracts. I don't want to fucking test that.
Well,
I don't want to be the one to be like,
when
is
it
this
happens,
actually going to
though-
work, or am I going to still, or my thumb's going to, you know, no longer?
Well,
do it?
actually, when it happens too, it completely disables the saw. You got to buy parts to fix it.
Oh no shit. Well, that's fucking handy. What if you're like cutting something and there's like, I don't know, like a piece of cloth on top of it or something, and it like thinks the cloth is your finger?
It's
Now you have to buy a new saw.
It's I've seen like one of these. I watched some of these woodworking shows, and like they were cutting material, and it like thought the material was flesh, so it and just shut down.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Led here. The most interesting Power Ranger storyline from the comics was the Lord Draken universe. Yes, until you realize it's another evil version of Tommy, which basically it's a what if story if the Rangers never broke Tommy from Rita's control, which is a good story, but it's probably the only good story they've wrote in Power Rangers.
There you go, Matt. I got the wings mounted
in the Boom comics.
Oh, nice. I'll have you know I just transformed a fairly complicated Bayformer.
Sure you did.
I just did right now.
It's all off screen, so we don't know.
To the camera when you do it.
There ain't nobody else in my room to have done it. Y'all saw it before.
I didn't see nothing.
I didn't.
All right, well, tough shit. And now I don't know if I'm putting him back in robot mode. He may just stay like this.
No, put him back in robot mode.
No, it's gonna be halfway through robot mode.
Just be like, nah, he's good. He's good.
Half robot, half vehicle.
I like his car. It's nice.
Actually, he looks better as a car than a robot.
Some of those Bayformers do.
Let's see. Yeah. Whole Zordon.
I tried drilling holes in the back, and the material's just too thin. So I yanked the plugs out the back of the Thalrog, and I just cut square holes. I'm just going to glue these in place in it.
Yeah, I did think it was funny how in the second season to the third, they're like, Green Ranger power, Blue Ranger power, Pink Ranger power. Didn't even say the name of what their animals, their dinosaurs are. They just said, oh, here's our color power.
White. I mean,
well, they didn't have black power.
Yeah, black power, blue power. I mean, that's all they would say in like the second season, like the mid half. Which the movie, the original one, was supposed to tie in to the second season, but they retconned that.
Was it because of all the white power?
No.
That was always my favorite. Oh, are we talking about? Never mind.
The first with Ivanus was supposed to tie into the second season of Power Rangers, but they decided to retcon it. And if you notice, mostly in the second season to the third, that's mostly American footage.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So, Matt and I are too old.
You're never too old to learn something.
I remember the first season, I think. First season, I guess. I'm old enough to like have been mildly interested, or I'm young enough to have been mildly interested in the first season of Power Rangers.
But were you mainly interested after Amy Jo Johnson's nudes got leaked?
Nope. After they got leaked, yes. Oh, I thought you meant after she left the show. That's what I thought you were about to say. After she left the show, I was like, no, I didn't give a shit anymore. After she left the show,
I will say
that was 100% of the reason why I was interested in that show. Was Amy Jo Johnson?
What, the Pink Ranger?
Yes, that was.
Yeah, I
100%
think that's
of
everybody.
the reason. So, like, oh yeah, I'll watch this.
I remember when Power Rangers first started on TV. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I know that I was old enough to think that I was too cool for school, man. Like, it was already like, oh, this is some kid shit to me. So I never really got into it. And then my youngest son, when he like started like watching cartoons and stuff, he got way into Power Rangers, and like we would just sit there and watch every single like I can't even tell you how many different versions of Power Rangers there are, but he could, and he could tell you what like all the differences are, and like, he's pretty fucking into it, dude. So it's kind of cool. Kind of cool from like watching it from his point of view rather than mine, you know.
Let's see.
I mean, you'll see memes all over the internet saying, "Be honest, you all watched Power Rangers because of the Pink Ranger. She was your crush as a kid."
It wasn't my. That implies that I had one. No, sorry.
Like, no, you had more than one.
Oh, you know what I meant to talk about last week, and I didn't, and just completely forgot, was that I had gone to see the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Ooh,
and it was fucking great. I heard it completely flopped at the movie theater. I don't know why. Well, like maybe just what I don't know. I know. What's his face? Guy Ritchie has not had a good run on his last few movies, so maybe people were just like, "Oh fuck, another Guy Ritchie movie."
Well, most of the target audience was basically told to f off by one of the stars. So,
which one?
Reacher guy.
Okay.
He's a very outspoken liberal, and he told basically everybody to fuck off. Before your movie opens up.
An actor just cannot learn to keep the political part of life out of the way. Yeah. You're an actor too, as well, not just into politics. You're an actor as well.
The majority of your audience not to go watch your movie, so they did.
Yeah.
Well, either way, the movie was great. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It tanked, so I'm sure it'll be coming to fucking streaming sometime soon. You can watch it then, but I recommend watching it whenever you can because it was a good movie, man. I enjoyed the shit out of it. It was just a really good, killing Nazis kind of fucking movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a great fun.
Which should have been a blockbuster, but these actors can't help themselves sometimes. And
yeah.
You guys, I haven't seen it yet, and I've heard bad things about it, so that's why I didn't see it. The Civil War movie.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
Civil War movie's bad.
It's awful. But here's the thing. It's not bad because it's like political propaganda at all. Like there is no politics in that movie at all, which is startling considering it's about an American Civil War. And I could not tell you after watching that movie why there's a civil war, who the sides are, but there's like at least 5 different factions in the country.
Yes, Henry Cavill is in there, Darth.
Like I couldn't tell you anything. Like that. Props to the director for not injecting politics at all into a movie about an American Civil War. Like good on him for that. However, the movie sucks. Like it's not entertaining at all. It's boring as fuck. So, like, if you want to watch it just to see what it's about, cool, because it's not political propaganda at all. But yeah, it's also not entertaining. Like it's boring. Like it's a movie that shows all the best action scenes in the fucking trailer. The vast majority of the movie is just about it's basically it's 4 journalists on a road trip from New York to Washington. That's it. and the vast majority of the movie is just like them on the road trip, and occasionally they run across some shit going down here and there, and they document it all on their way to get to Washington.
I hate how these days most dreams that I have at night are more of an epic fucking film venture story, like story arc, fucking better in every way, better special effects even sometimes than these fucking movies have these days. Just like shit my brain just comes up with, you know?
Oh, do you guys?
Why can't they do that? Like we do that. I do, like you guys. I'm sure same thing. Like you close your eyes, right, and you go to sleep at night, and you're off in fucking Narnia, dealing with like lions and witches and wardrobes or whatever the fuck it is you're fucking dreaming about. And the story that you have is more compelling. That I mean, and sure, there's some weird ones too in there, I'm sure. But you know, like of the good dreams that you've had, there's like more compelling stories that you've had in your sleep than these fucking people can like put together with years of fucking training and experience and writing and everything else that goes into making a movie. Like, and I don't know, maybe it's a case of like too many chefs ruining pots of soup, you know? Like you got all these like producers and shit who are like, well, you know, I think that this scene should be cut down by like 25% and blah, blah, blah. And like they all have their little fucking 2 cents that they put in. And then when everyone's little 2 cents are put into a movie, you end up making something that is unpalatable for anybody. And it's not like there's no fucking through line, there's no vision, there's no actual fucking good story that carries through that someone actually puts together. It's trial by committee. Everyone's got to have their little fucking their little shout out or their little fucking cameo or whatever it is, you know, and it just ruins the fucking movie because it's all about that shit instead of an actual fucking story.
It's a whole bunch of it's a whole bunch of yes men and nothing but politics these days. That's why Hollywood can't really come up with anything creative anymore or anything original, is because it's all about the money for Hollywood these days.
Well, they don't want to take a risk anymore either. Because
they don't.
Keep buying all these IPs and then changing these IPs to tell the story they want to tell the original story on instead of doing their original story. It's like, well, people don't like new IPs. No, because they don't like shitty stories.
Well, it's like NASA, dude. Like NASA back in the day, they were like, we're going to go to the moon. And they just like hired like all the smartest people got together and just made shit fucking happen. Now they can't even get people back to the moon because they've like lost the ability to do it. Like they don't even know how to do it anymore. Like literally, I was watching a show on it. They literally cannot get past the radiation belt with all of the fucking modern technology that we have today without making the fucking ships so fucking heavy with like lead shielding and shit. So like they can't fucking do it. Like they did it back then because everything was like analog and you know like they didn't have the fucking sensitive equipment that they have now. And like the dudes would just hop in these like little lead pod things that would fucking protect them from shit when they went through the belt.
That's why future spaces with the private sector will live with like SpaceX.
Oh, did you guys also that Deadpool and Wolverine is getting reshoots?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they were scheduled.
How old is Hugh Jackman now?
He's in his mid 50s.
I thought he was like
65, 56. Mid to late 50s.
There we go. I like that.
Yeah, that was one of the things that Brie Larson was bitching about, is because she did her like 2 scenes in the movie, and then she was supposed to come back and do reshoots, and then Ryan Reynolds just cut her out of the movie completely and was like, "Yeah, you don't need to come back for reshoots. We cut your scenes." And that's why she's bitching now and going, "It's all misogyny and fuck Ryan Reynolds and all this shit."
Now they're going to put her in Star Wars. She's going to have an original character.
Oh, yay.
Well, they've been saying that for a while.
Make it a woman, make it gay. Print it. That's the Disney way.
You know what? Speaking of good superhero shit, we haven't talked about this in a couple weeks. X-Men 97.
There we go.
Holy shit. It is a breath of fresh air in comic book content on TV and movies. Because holy shit, it is so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch it. I have not checked it out, dude.
Dude, you totally need to watch it. It's fucking great.
I was thinking about playing baseball again, but
for you.
Well, it's time to quit baseball. So
yeah, just when I was going to get back into playing baseball, fucking X-Men comes back out.
Dude,
Sorry, Dad, I can't play anymore.
It is really good. Like, I was very worried it was going to get all woke and shit, and it has not.
No.
It's just been really fucking good. Like, it is superior to the original X-Men series.
Well, they can do more adult themed stuff.
Yeah,
too.
and that's why. Because they're making it for adults, not kids this time. So,
and
it can be better.
And they're seeding things too to do stuff they weren't able to do back in the 90s because they wanted to do a Captain America series.
Is it weird that they've been making cartoons for us for our entire life? Like when we were kids, the cartoons were made for kids. When we were teenagers, there was cartoons that were made for teenagers that was for us. And now that we're adults, there's nothing but fucking adult cartoons. Not that that's bad, but like it's just kind of weird. That's all.
I've been watching anime for a long time, so I'm used to adult stuff, but it is odd the way they go now.
I'm just saying I can't imagine my like Grandpa Montgomery sitting on his lazy boy watching a cartoon.
Back in my day when I watched X-Men.
Okay, so kids in the 1950s, right? Watching Howdy Doody didn't get a teenage reboot of Howdy Doody and then an adult reboot of Howdy Doody in the fucking 1980s. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that would be that's the equivalent of that. It's the equivalent of kids who were kids in the 2000s now getting a young adult or an adult remake of fucking Hannah Montana.
But you know what they did get? Cheap housing and basically free education all the way through. Dude, my dad was telling me how much he paid for college before he died, right? $100 a semester. First house he bought, $800. Made me want to quit.
My dad's a contractor, so he builds them. But also got a good comment here. They're going to be doing in 97, they're going to be doing Operation Zero Tolerance.
The fuck is Operation Zero Tolerance?
Comic book story.
Oh, is it just like a X-Men
it's an
series or
episode
something?
they're
Like
doing.
a fucking
It's for the
okay, I know what it is
97
now.
series,
Sorry.
yeah.
I thought it was something.
What was Operation Tolerance? What was that one? I don't know this one. What storyline was that?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm asking JB. He brought it up. What storyline is that? And he just walked away. He's like,
Googling right
there's
now.
one Operation Tolerance. And then
He's looking it up.
I don't know what Operation Tolerance.
Maybe he's off fighting the actual comic. Like he's got it behind him somewhere, and he's like, "Hold on, let me fucking turn on my camera and show you what it is, and we'll give him the benefit of the doubt."
Yeah, because I have no idea what Operation Tolerance is.
Zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance. Okay, Operation Zero. I guess that's kind of that's like the opposite of what I said.
Yeah,
I said
Operation Tolerance was the chapter before that.
That was a chapter before. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of X-Men storylines. That one I've not heard of.
What's your favorite X-Men storyline? I'll tell you mine.
Go.
The Sentinels. When you have like the fucking Master Sentinel that would like 3D print Sentinels in his chest and fucking send him out and shit. And he had this master plan to take over the humans and the fucking, because like the humans are basically the same as mutants. And so in his mind, I mean, it was like Terminator 2 Judgment Day mixed with X-Men, dude. Fucking badass. Really, really cool story. And if they made a movie out of that, that's where I was always hoping they would go with the movies. And they never fucking did. Because I guess the budget would probably just be insane. Honestly, but
I'm trying to think. There's so many good ones. I'm a huge fan of the Chris Claremont era, which is like Days of Future Past, Days of Future Present, Dark Phoenix Saga, the whole Outback storyline.
I always like Mutant Massacre.
Yeah, Mutant Massacre was great. Inferno was great. Like there was so many good storylines from that Chris Claremont era, which was late 70s to early 90s, the Chris Claremont era. And I like all of them. A lot of them are the ones that they have tried to do in movies. Dark Phoenix and Days of Future Past and
They've tried doing a lot of those because those are some of the more popular storylines. So I don't know. I don't know that I trying to narrow it down to one. I don't know. There was a bunch of there's so many good ones in that era. God Loves, Man Kills was a great story. Fuck, dude, I don't know. I don't think I could pick one, to be honest.
Do you know what I'm doing tomorrow on a not comic book note?
Uh-huh.
My first flight.
Oh, really?
Yep, I'm doing my first flight tomorrow.
Oh, dude, like actual like part of your fucking class?
I mean, they call it a discovery flight. It's part of the schooling thing. I think what they do is they try to make you sick.
Oh, yeah.
And they try to, like, you know, scare you a little bit, maybe, or I don't know what they do. But maybe not that. But yeah, they take you up in the plane, they give you the controls, you get to fly around, do some maneuvers. I don't think they make you land or take off, but
well, yeah, I'm sure they don't.
But you get to do some other stuff, and then they land, and I mean, I don't know. That's about it, really.
What do you think, bitch?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's cool, dude. What time are you going?
It's at 1:00. I'm gonna dress business casual, khakis and a fucking collared shirt.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
Apparently, going around at the finale of X-Men 97, the characters will get a costume change, like Storm did.
Dude, so like in X-Men 97, so I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that hadn't seen it, but yeah, she gets a costume change at the end of the last episode or in the middle of the episode. I can't remember when it was, but and she goes back. That's my favorite Storm costume. Not necessarily my favorite look for Storm. My favorite look for Storm is just her punk look, which isn't really a costume. It's just when she lost her powers back in the 80s, which is what I thought they were going to do with her. Was when she had she just wore all leather and had the mohawk, you know, but instead they did she lost her powers and got them back really quick in the show, and then she went right back to her traditional late 70s, early 80s costume, which I like way better than that 90s bullshit. I never liked the Storm 90s costume. The fucking white, silver, whatever the fuck that was supposed to be with the baggy arms and shoulder pads and shit.
And there's actually debates forever, what color her costume actually supposed to be.
Oh yeah, is it black? Is it white? Is it silver? Nobody gives a shit. The black costume with the fucking shit under her arms, that's like peak Storm costume right there for me. So when she busted that shit out at the end of whenever it was in that episode, I was like, oh, fucking sweet. I wonder what they're going to do with everybody else's costume, though. I wonder which direction they're going. Are they going to go more traditional like they did with Storm? Because she essentially took a step back as far as her costume goes.
Well, with how dark they've gotten with the story, they could do the Astonishing's costumes.
Yeah, they could.
We are getting that new. They've been doing these astonishing figures here. We're getting a new astonishing Wolverine. Is that like a kind of a sneak peek? What's going to happen?
Yeah. By the way, the astonishing X-Men run was really fucking good. I'm trying to think how far I got into it. I can't remember. I got through all the Cassandra Nova stuff, and I can't remember exactly how far I got into it. Probably, I don't know, to issue 24 or something. I don't know. I read it for the first couple years it was out, and that was a really, really good run in X-Men. I really liked the astonishing stuff a lot more than I thought I would, because it had been a while since, to me, X-Men had been really good. I was not a big fan of the X-Men in the 90s, and even going into the early 2000s. I liked fucking Ultimate X-Men way better than I liked the stuff that was going on in the 616.
Then they did Ultimatum and destroyed the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Which everybody hated.
Yeah. But I liked a lot of the stuff in Ultimate Universe better.
Which was a lot of
Magneto. What based on. Fucking Magneto in the Ultimate Universe was fucking mega badass. I get that he's badass in the 616.
He vaporized Wolverine.
Yeah, but he was like, dude, he was like a fucking god. He's fucking reversing the poles for the Earth to just fuck over the entire planet. Like, he was doing some killer shit. Like, there was the worst thing about the X-Men, comics and the Ultimate comics was that I'm pretty sure Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were fucking.
Oh yes, they were definitely
brothers. They were totally fucking. So other than that, the stuff that was happening in the Ultimate Universe X-Men stuff, I liked better. But I did really like, the two things I remember liking from like the 2000s era X-Men stuff was I liked Astonishing X-Men, and I liked X Factor. Remember when they redid X Factor, and they brought in all the new characters, and like Monet St. Croix and Jamie Hydrux was kind of one of the main characters and stuff, and it was almost more like a pulpy type fucking book as opposed to just a typical superhero book. And there was a lot more like mystery and detective type stories. It was cool. That X Factor run in the I don't know when I don't remember when it came out. Sometime in the 2000s. I can't remember when, but I thought they did a pretty good job with that.
Led's got a video we could do. We should go over which Storm is the best out of this list. It's the top 10 Storm costumes.
Well, let's see.
Me and Matt just said that the black costume's our favorite. We like that one.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull this up. Hold on.
I do like her black costume.
I like her outfit when she ran around Africa.
Yeah.
You don't
mean when she was naked?
Yes. She back in the day, Storm was a nudist. They had a hard time keeping clothes on her in the comics.
Yeah. Which we talked about how Hasbro and Mattel will never do sexy female figures ever.
Should totally do nudist Storm. I'll scratch that because some ninja's gonna come along and just start fucking action figures again. So never mind. Top 10 Storm costumes.
It's a video.
Okay.
There's a video too for it.
Okay. Original suit. This is I think the best Storm costume. Original suit. Love that. That's what she had in that last finals. And then this was Mohawk. This one's kind of my favorite. Got the I think this was when Barry Windsor Smith was doing X-Men. I can't remember. Is that Barry Windsor Smith? It might have been. I don't know.
Does it not say in the bottom?
Did it say?
It should say underneath the picture, right?
No, it doesn't say who drew this, but
okay.
We got Goddess of Thunder. That's Art Adams. I know that artwork.
Arthur Adams is just. I love his work.
Yeah, his art's great. Then we've got 80s Power Suit. Actually, I didn't like this with the fucking poofy arms and the fucking shoulder pads, and then this just kind of morphed into the 90s costume. Blue and gold is fine, but they're boring costumes, to be honest.
I don't know why everybody gets excited for the blue and gold costumes.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're
You show them as a team, they're all wearing the same shit, but they're boring costumes. There's nothing that pops.
I mean the Marvel Legends figures of the blue and gold costumes, they're on sale. Both 3-packs.
Well, that's one of the problems. They went on sale because they pissed everybody off because people didn't want to buy the 3-packs.
Yeah.
Well, you had to buy the 3-packs, then you had to buy Wolverine separately on his own.
Yeah.
This one, again, I don't really give a shit about this costume. Sporty Storm. That costume lasted 4 issues. Extreme Vogue. What is this? I don't remember this fucking costume.
Well, she's basically wearing Miss Marvel's old costume.
Yeah, it's Miss Marvel's costume. Man. All right, whatever. This is
Schoolgirl Storm.
Schoolgirl. This is whore dressed up like a schoolgirl Storm. That's what that is. I don't know.
Prince of Peace.
Oh yeah, was when she married T'Challa?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's it. Okay, that's all of them. Okay. Now these first two are the best ones. That punk rock Storm and then the original costume. Those are the best ones.
Darth Morph has been able to use. He can use some characters' abilities, but he cannot use all of them. Like Psylocke, he cannot use her abilities. He can only use like her
In the last episode, he
flexibility
used
skills.
Quicksilver powers.
So that was going to ask you all that because now, granted, as I've said, once once Morph actually ended up in the comics, right? Which was, when did he first show up in the comics? 95 ish, something like that. Because he was on. I mean,
he was
around before, but like he wasn't that version of Morph.
Yeah.
And then they took that version of Morph and kind of made him more that way in the comics. They took a lot of inspiration from what they did on the X-Men 92 series to round out Morph as a character.
They did put him in the Age of Apocalypse storyline. Then in Exiles, he was a main character.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying is I by mid to late 90s, I wasn't reading comic books at the time. So there's a lot of Morph stories I don't know.
In the Exiles,
I know that he had
powers. He could use other
I know that
powers.
he had latent telekinetic and telepathic abilities that Professor X had like helped him build up. That were, associated with his ability to change his body. That's kind of how he changed his body, is through like telekinesis and stuff. And Professor X kind of helped him build that power set up some. But I had never heard of him straight up being able to just like, oh, if I look like this person, I can fucking have all their powers.
That more happened within the Exiles comic. Where they were jumping through the multiverse. The cast of characters would actually change from time to time. They'll pick up a character from a said universe, and characters would get killed off. And like Spider-Man 29 was part of the team one time, and Hulk 2099, and then they'd have Jinx and Morph, and it's a really good series. It's just the cast would change from time to time, and that's basically when they really start showing him when he shift, he'd use people's powers.
Okay, because I didn't remember that, and when he fucking took on Quicksilver's powers, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
and apparently he's malleable too, because he takes damage and he don't die in this movie. In the last episode, which should have been terminal.
Morph made his appearance in 92 X-Men Adventures #1. At least the original version of Morph.
And for the love of God, people in the comics, quit trying to take a bullet for Wolverine. Have you seen that nonsense in the comics right now? They give Wolverine a suit of adamantium armor. Why? Yep. Why would you give somebody who can heal from any injury a suit of
adamantium armor? I don't know. I've seen that go around as well.
Hundreds of pounds.
It looks stupid.
That suit probably weighs a damn 500 pounds.
I heard it's at least close to 600 to 700 pounds.
Well, I heard it's 8 to 9.
8 to 9, okay.
I heard it's even close to 1,000.
I heard it's close to half a ton.
We're just going up. Yeah, that was.
I heard it weighs 37 metric shit tons.
Adamantium armor for Wolverine. Have I never?
Anyway.
That's so dumb.
You don't need it. Remember, he had those heat claws for a little while.
It's like, let's just go ahead and just have him wear around like a flak jacket with an AR plate on it. It's like, oh, Matt and I were talking about like a little chat about the new Valverse figures is showing getting ready the new waves. It's like getting to the point right now. Like, what's the point now that Hasbro are pumping out so many figures right now? The main reason Valverse really got popular was just basically supplementing Joes. Their weapons packs, gear packs, and supplement Joes, since the Hasbro wasn't really putting out many figures.
By the way, I made something for you, Jared.
Yeah. That's what we noticed is like, holy shit, they made the pedo that Kyle shot.
Pedophile action figure. I posted this on Toy Tubers.
I saw that was.
I should go post this in the fucking Valaverse fucking shit.
So, in a way, he'll never die.
You better watch it. You and Bobby be coming for you.
Oh, dude, it looks like him.
It does.
That's why I seen it. It's like, man, that looks familiar. It's like, holy shit, it's the pedo that Kyle shot.
Yep.
Rosenbaum.
I should post this in one of the fucking Valaverse forums on Facebook and see what fucking happens. I probably get immediately kicked out, which I'm okay with. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't care.
I mean, I agree.
It's fucking identical to.
I mean, I agree with Jared in the point about how Valaverse did better than Hasbro, but that's because they were doing Nerf guns while Valaverse was doing real, authentic guns.
Yep.
But then since Hasbro's trying to do real guns now for their characters, a lot of people are kind of falling away from Valaverse now.
Well, that's their biggest draw. Valaverse was at the time was their weapons packs and gear sets, and I mainly bought some of their troop builders, which he won't keep those in stock. And because he used the troop builders to build out your Joes, like because all the Cobras were troop builders, and they were making more Cobra figures than GI Joes, and you were like outnumbered on the shelf. It's like that's the only reason to buy Valaverse.
I just bought 3 of them, like the ones that are based on real people, like Duster. I bought Desert Rat, and I bought
those when ran that deal where they were like $12 piece, and you buy 5, you get 1 free, and so I swapped out the heads with random heads I had, and made like a little platoon of them.
I mean, Valaverse is not a bad line because it's an independent, like its own company. It takes a lot longer.
They're fine figures, just.
They're good plastic too, very durable.
Well, that first wave had issues. That wave 1 figures, they had much as they shit on NECA for being fragile figures. Their first wave figures were fragile.
The hand pegs would break.
Well, their hips were stuck, their ankles were stuck. They was actually talking about having to heat them up, then hold them up. Exactly what you had to do to a NECA figure, and they were like, "You shouldn't have to do that to an action figure." Then they're like, "Here's the tutorial, like how to fix our figures."
Then he reissued them later on with the proper joints fixed.
Oh, I know, but he shit talked all that. And then all his figures were exactly the same, if not worse, issues than NECA.
And yes, all the figures are reused body parts. We know companies have to do reuse to make money.
Oh yes, but
they're good figures.
It worked fine. Yeah.
But you think without Valaverse, Hasbro would not have stepped up their game with the G.I. Joe?
Oh, absolutely not. It's just
I guarantee you, if Valaverse did not exist, we would be still getting the Nerf guns.
We've already been talking about this for a long time. Yeah, it's the point though. It's got to the point where now the market for him is diminished.
It has. He's released some cool figures.
Especially making commemorative figures to pedo action figures.
I actually suggested to him once, try to make like the Colonel he's doing. I suggested, why don't you give him a head with an eye patch and you can make like a Nick Fury in a war, like do a version of Nick Fury, but don't call him Nick Fury. He's like, I do not want to do that. I want to come up with my own characters. I'm like, you gotta take some characters. I mean, look at your Sergeant Slaughters, how that sold. Look at Duster. Why did he sell? Why did Deseret sell? Because you're basing it off real people. Use real people, they'll sell a lot better.
I tried posting it on one of the Valaverse fucking pages.
Oh no, this was a conversation we had a while back.
Your post is pending approval.
It's not going to get approved.
It's not going to get approved. It's not.
But no, that's the conversation me and Bobby had a few months back on Instagram. That was Bray's point. Like, why do you think Duster, Deseret, and all those sell? Because you're using real people who have served in the military in your line, and it works. Your characters are fine, the ones you make up, but I think more people are interested in the ones that are real people. who have served.
Well,
I think people are more interested in GI Joes, is what I think.
They are. I
Yeah.
prefer G.I. Joe anyway.
oh, the Valaverse line is pretty well virtually on its death throes because of the fact they're ramped up G.I. Joe so much.
I mean, to say Plastic 2, he changed the packaging.
I'm not.
I mean, I get it, and it's cool, and you know, good on him for coming up with something cool and new and doing something that, you know, fans like, and that's all that. But like when it comes down to it, nobody has a connection, you know, a nostalgic childhood connection to fucking Valaverse. Like that didn't exist. It wasn't a childhood toy. Those characters don't.
It's not even based on the UK Action Force line.
No,
Action Force,
it's
yeah, like
just
Action
random
Man.
characters that nobody has a connection to, and Hasbro's pumping out GI Joes left and right now, and have been for almost a year now. I mean, in the last fucking year, Hasbro has pumped out more figures than they did the 2 previous years combined. So, like, now with GI Joe fucking just loading the shelves and loading up the characters and shit, there's no reason to buy Valaverse stuff. Yeah. Like, their weapons packs are still cool, which is great, and you know, I'm sure people will buy those to, you know, use as extra accessories and things for their GI Joes. And I've picked up some Valaverse stuff whenever I've gotten it like cheap. You know, I found, you know, some of the figures that were being sold really cheap or whatever. That's cool.
I tell you, I think he burned a lot of people too on that whole nonsense too. Like, oh, we're going to get this real popular IP and start doing figures of it. And it was a damn Bath in the Sun knockoff Power Rangers.
Yeah.
They made it out. It's like, oh, it's the best IP ever. We're going to make a name for themselves. Like, nobody wants that shit.
Yeah, it's I don't know. And, you know, I mean, hopefully he'll get a hold of some IP. I don't wish the dude, you know, his company bad. I hope they keep making stuff, and I hope they sell stuff, and good on them for whatever.
He makes a quality product. He needs to focus on trying to get an IP.
Yeah. Because I don't think Valaverse is in it for the long haul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, unless they, you know,
or Action Force, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Action Force. I don't think this is an IP that's going to be like a long haul. You know what I mean? Like, I think they had a big bump. I think they had a boost. I think they had a spike for a couple of years in response to the popularity of military figures because of GI Joe, and because they were doing stuff that GI Joe wasn't. But now that they're not doing now that GI Joe is doing more than them and bringing out all the stuff people actually have a nostalgic connection to, I don't see how you can keep up with that. You know, if you want to keep the line going, you can keep the line going. I would honestly say the best way to keep the line going is to offer more weapons and gear packs, offer more generic soldiers that are easy for customization, that people will buy those and the weapons and gear packs and work into their GI Joe line.
That's the more I'm interested in anything is standard military garb troop builders.
Yeah.
Even Hasbro copied those from him, like with those new 40th. Was it 40th anniversary or whatever anniversary?
40th anniversary troop builders. There's one based on the desert. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are clearly influenced from Valaverse.
Yeah.
But
and full credit should go to Valaverse for pushing the market to make Hasbro do that stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't take anything away from anything they've done. I'm just from an honest market perspective, which is there's not much reason to buy Valaverse stuff anymore.
Well, it's like Darth talking about here is like classified needs to start adding extra hands. They finally start doing that with
the last 4 or 5 figures I've picked up have had multiple extra hands.
They don't have the four sets like Valaverse, like I show with the Joseph Pedo, but they are at least coming with 2 sets of hands, fist hands and weapon holding hands now.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a good chunk of them are right now.
Valaverse, I say, did real well until they got past Wave 2, Then when they got to wave 3, they had divided into 2 halves because they couldn't get the other half out in time. So they had to split in 2. And of course, they did vehicles as well, but now Hasbro is doing vehicles way cheaper.
The vehicle they're doing was is something nobody really wants. That weird SUV. It's based on a Jeep Wrangler.
Well, you're also paying $200 for it, close to $200 plus tax and all.
Which is for an independent company. That's not a bad price. It's a big vehicle, but it's an ugly vehicle. It is, to me. It's very ugly. I rather have.
It is. Wrangler. I don't want it.
Well, like I said, they what I think would benefit them is to focus on gear packs, weapon packs, and army builders, and then occasionally, if they want to drop a figure, like you were saying, that's based on an actual person, you know, a cool version of like an actual person, then cool. Drop those special editions once in a while.
Can we take the picture off the screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's been on there. That's been on there for the past 5 minutes.
People tuned in, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But no, yes, I did actually look. The ones based on real people have sold out compared to the ones that he makes up. Like,
well, he had to put that one on deep clearance and do like that sale. Like I picked it where you buy 5 get 1 free.
Mm-hmm.
Even those, they're now. He right now he's trying to get Gina Carano as a figure.
Mm-hmm. I heard about that.
And if he does that, that will be a high selling figure.
Yes, it's going to be exclusive.
He really needs something like that right now to like really reinvigorate the line.
That's what I say. He's got to include. If it's going to sell, it's got to be based on real people. Because made up characters, fine. But why does the MCU figures of Marvel Legends always sell? Most of them do because it's based on real people, actors that we know.
Well, it's not that. It's just well-known IPs because
it is, but it's part of that as well.
It's an established IP.
Yes,
that people know and cherish. It don't have to be real people. It could be what he should have done. I think to give him the benefit of the doubt, I think what he was. The IP when they said they're like, oh, once we get this, people are going to take notice. I think it was Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was working on getting a Call of Duty license deal. They end up going with Jazzwares instead.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can see why they would do that because Jazzwares is on retail shelves. Valverse are not.
No, you have to go through either their website or Entertainment Earth Big Bad to buy them.
Yeah, you got to go through like online vendors. He's actually got set up stores on Amazon and Walmart too, though. He's got Valver stores there now.
Mm-hmm.
But he don't have retail space anywhere.
And I mean, if he did sell for retail,
that's the only thing I think of be logically like where he was. They were hyping that stuff up. It makes sense with his brand if it's Call of Duty.
Well, let's see this. Do kids mainly buy G.I. Joe figures?
No kids.
Okay. So
no kids are buying G.I. Joe figures hardly.
Kids ain't buying toys.
No. I was going to finish. I was going to say, so if kids are not buying G.I. Joe. And if Valiverse tries to put their figures on the shelves, kids are not going to buy that. So I can see why he's keeping it online.
There's only way things get sold at retail if there's some kind of media that showcases them. Mm-hmm. You got to have something out there for people to watch. Or doing your own comic book series is not going to be it for a retail line. It's good it works for fine for online market what he's doing. People can buy his books. Which I don't know why he's not trying to get like a deal with Spiro did. Spiro's got a deal with Diamond right now where they're going to start distributing the comics to comic book shops. Why the hell?
I suspect it's also because fucking Animal Warriors of the Kingdom is a good comic book.
That too. It's like
but also Bobby is very strict. He wants things to be done like his sort of way.
Well, it's an independent book. There's nothing wrong.
It is.
Diamond can't dictate to them what the book's going to be. They sell flat out porn books. Like Well, all of them do, like the distributors, like the Dark, another book that just come out with written by Slash. I had a censor like the cut it out in the book, the video, like with comic unboxing, because my buddy, he was like, "Well, I remember this. I remember the movie." It's like, I don't know if they could show this because I don't know how it was doing. The original movie had a lot of nudity in it. He opened it up, the book was full of nudity. It's like, it's like, yeah, let's cut that little section out. We'll show the cover, talk about Slash, and cut that part out.
Dart said, I'm not into soldiers in the military, so I'm not buying those type of figures. You don't have to buy them. We're just talking about it.
No, you have to buy them. What the hell?
I hate.
He also said he would buy a Gino Corrado figure. That'd be tight.
Yeah. So what? So wait, you're saying you'll buy a Gino Corrado figure?
I have to argue to the point though, like people are buying the real people on them, JB, because they had a clearance out the Tom, what's his name? They had to clearance those figures out to get rid of them. And do it like where you buy 5, you get 1 free, and at $12 a piece.
The Eternals figures, I've seen those.
No. I'm talking about the
Valverse stuff.
Oh, Valverse. Okay.
The real guy with the mustache. What's his name?
Duster. Tim Kennedy.
He did not sell well.
Tim Kennedy. Yeah.
That figure did not sell well for him. He had to do a big sale on his website to get rid of him.
Oh, I know. I've got my own right here.
So
I don't
think the real military people is a big draw for action figure collectors. But I think Gino would be a cool figure because I think he would make a good figure. He's got some good base bodies that would work for Gino back when she's in her prime.
Mm-hmm. Imagine they did Ripley from Alien.
But I
gotta go pick up kids and do things, so I'll talk to y'all later.
Later, man.
All right.
Later. But definitely he needs to work on getting some more IPs.
He's got to. He has to if he wants to keep this line going, because not many people have bought Series 4.
To me, I suspect it was Call of Duty that backed out on him.
I would not. I could see that for sure. I'll say this:
that Bath in the Sun Power Ranger thing was a scramble.
That Legend of Light Dragon, that it was supposed to come out this month, but it got delayed.
They're out.
Oh, they're out. Okay.
Yeah, they're out.
They're available pre-order. I know they're available pre-order, and they haven't come out yet.
People in the Valorous groups have been posting pictures of them.
Oh, they have. Bat in the Sun has been posting pictures also.
People got his own guy posted like I just got it in for my birthday. Good time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. We're wrapping this one up. We're sending it home.
Well, we can keep going. I mean, we've got the time.
No, you might. I don't. But yeah, that's it for Week in Geek for this week. More Week in Geek next week. Jared's got his chat tomorrow night. Collector Express, work in progress. Be back on the NEA channel on Monday, and we'll be back on Friday for Last Action Figure Heroes, where we will talk about I don't even know what yet. We're doing DC Build-A-Figures, right?
Yep.
Yes. You said both Mattel and McFarlane.
Yep. Across the board. So we'll do that on Friday. But that's going to be it for today. So we're going to get out of here. We will see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your damn weekend. And yeah, that's it, man. Go home.
Bye-bye.
Go home. Go home and, I don't know, get laid or something. Figure it out.